Good evening. This is the Lore Masters channel, back with another alternate universe story. And tonight it's going to be about Poppy Playtime and the End Time. Very interesting. Take a listen, like and subscribe, and pass it on. It's very good. The moment was unlike any in the factory's history. A silence so heavy it felt alive, pressing down on the walls and the souls of those within them. The factory had always been a place of chaos and strange sounds. The hum of machinery, the laughter of children, the eerie squeaks of animated toys. But now it was deathly quiet. Dogday, the orange dog mascot, and Catnip, the purple cat, stood motionless in the control room, their cheerful, factory-prescribed personas shattered by what they had just witnessed. The screens, usually showing bright and colorful images of smiling children playing with toys, now displayed something unfathomable. Children were collapsing on playgrounds, in classrooms, at home with their families, all at once, as if some unseen force had stolen their lives in a single, synchronized moment. Their small bodies felt like dominoes, lifeless and still, and the world fell silent with them. Catnip's ever-present grin, sawn into her face by design, seemed grotesque now. Her wide, cartoonish eyes, made to be playful, reflected only fear. She turned to Dogday, whose own painted smile quivered as if it might crack and fall off its face. "It's not just the factory," Catnip whispered, her voice trembling. "It's everywhere." Dogday couldn't speak. His paws, usually animated with cheerful gestures, were frozen at his sides. The screens around them flickered, some showing scenes of the chaos spreading across the globe. Parents screamed and shook their children, trying to wake them. Newscasters stumbled over their words as the reality of what was happening unfolded in real time. Entire cities were paralyzed by the sudden, inexplicable loss of their youngest residents. The mascots were not truly alive in the way humans were, but something in them, some ghost of programming, some fragment of the human souls used to create them, knew they were witnessing something beyond their comprehension. The few remaining scientists in the factory were already running for the exits, abandoning their stations as the full weight of the situation hit them. They had come to the factory hoping to escape the horrors they had unleashed, to drown out their guilt with endless work. But now, the factory felt haunted, its silence a mirror of the empty world outside. Dogday finally found his voice, though it came out in a broken, static-laden tone. What do we do?" Catnip didn't answer. Her gaze was fixed on the main screen, which had shifted to show the factory's own testing rooms. Rows of toys stood motionless, their glassy eyes staring at nothing. It was as if even the artificial life within the factory had been affected by the event. Then the screen flickered again, this time to a darkened room deep within the factory. A faint purple glow illuminated the outline of something massive, something alive. Catnip's claws extended instinctively. "What's that?" Dogday whispered, though he wasn't sure he wanted an answer. Catnip's voice was cold and steady now, the shock giving way to a grim determination. "Something that shouldn't exist. Something we let out." The mascots made their way through the factory, the hallways echoing with their footsteps. They passed abandoned workstations, toppled boxes of toys, and machinery that had ground to a halt. Every shadow seemed to stretch and writhe, as if the factory itself was mourning the children it had once delighted. In the heart of the factory, they found it, a massive, glowing orb pulsating with an otherworldly light. Surrounding it were fragments of shattered toys and strange, alien symbols etched into the floor. The mascots exchanged a glance. This is where it started," Dogday said, his voice barely audible. Catnip nodded. They were trying to bring something back, something to fix what they broke, but they didn't understand what they were dealing with. The orb pulsed again, and the mascots could hear faint whispers emanating from it. Voices of children, distant and distorted, calling for help. We have to destroy it, Catnap said firmly. How? Dogday asked, panic creeping into his voice. We're not just mascots, Catnap interrupted. We're part of this place, and if this place is going to end, we're going to end it. As the mascots moved to confront the orb, the factory seemed to come alive around them. Machinery roared to life. Lights flickered violently, and shadows twisted into monstrous forms. The factory was fighting back, protecting its dark secret. Dogday and Catnap fought their way through the chaos, using their mascot abilities in ways they never had before. Dogday's brute strength tore through walls and machinery, while Catnap's agility and sharp claws cut through the living shadows that tried to stop them. Finally, they reached the orb. Catnap placed a paw on its surface, feeling the heat and the sorrow radiating from within. This is for them, she said softly, thinking of the children. For all of them. With one final push, the mascots unleashed everything they had, shattering the orb in a blinding explosion of light. When the light faded, the factory was silent once more. The orb was gone, and with it, the shadows and whispers. Dogday and Catnap stood in the wreckage, their bodies battered but intact. Outside, the world was still reeling from the loss of its children. But in the silence, there was a faint glimmer of hope. Somewhere, somehow, life would find a way to continue. Dogday turned to Catnap, his painted smile no longer feeling like a mask. Do you think we made a difference? Catnap looked at the horizon, where the first rays of dawn were breaking through. I think we gave them a chance, and sometimes that's enough. Well, that's the end of the story for today. Hope you liked the story about Catnap and Dogday. It's a Poppy Time alternate universe, as I said. I hope you'll like and subscribe and continue watching. Thanks, and see you the next time. Bye.